Tumblr is a weird and wild place.
I think I used to watch
Launched in 2007, the small social networking and blogging site quickly blossomed into the hip and cool place to be for teens and tweens, to post about their favourite fandoms and reblog gifs of The Fault in Our Stars or BBC Sherlock being hashtag boyfriend goals. God, I hate myself for saying that. Tumblr became extremely popular extremely quickly, and on its rise to fame, or rather infamy, there's been plenty of bumps along the way. Far from just a simple blogging site, Tumblr has a bit of a reputation for being one of the more bizarre and, let's just face it, unhinged social media sites out there. Today let's go through the Tumblr iceberg to revisit some of the craziest and most iconic moments in Tumblr history. Hold on to your shoelaces. The Onceler fandom. Tumblr was infamously home to one of the most interesting fandoms of the early 2010s, the Onceler fandom. Back in 2012, Illumination released their animated movie adaptation of The Lorax, starring Danny DeVito as the Lorax, and it was kinda mid. Sorry, I know I probably just offended some die-hard Lorax fans out there. The book was better, sorry not sorry. But that belief was definitely not shared by a subsection of Lorax superfans on Tumblr.
I remember these
or
people.
rather Onceler superfans, because let's be real, they didn't give a flying fneed about the actual movie and only cared for one single character, the Onceler. The reason why so many Tumblr users were drawn to this character is a bit of a mystery, but it probably has to do with the fact that he was a tall, dark
but I wasn't one
man
of
who played
these.
guitar and was sensitive, but also had a villain arc where he was evil and wore a suit and top hat. The issue with using the Lorax as your source material, though, is that there aren't really that many other characters to have the Onceler interact with or be shipped with. I mean, I guess there's the Lorax, but it just feels wrong. So instead, it became the norm to ship the Onceler with alternate universe versions of himself, which became known as Oncest. What's even more disturbing than the fact that Oncest is a thing that actually exists is how widespread and common it was.
I forgot how
Seriously,
fucking bad
Onceler
Tumblr
shipping content was inescapable in 2012. While the Onceler fandom is far less popular than it was in the early 2010s off the back of the film's release, there's still a small but dedicated fandom devoted to drawing pics of the Onceler smooching himself. Tumblr Sexy Man. And speaking of the Onceler, Tumblr Sexy Man was coined in the early 2010s as a term to broadly describe any fictional male character who becomes extremely popular on Tumblr and garners a huge fandom. And not a fandom for the show or movie or game that he's from, but a fandom solely dedicated to thirsting over this one character. Examples include, of course, the Onceler, Sans Undertale, Bill Cipher, Wheatley, Alistair, Black Hat, and Tony the Talking
Wheatley
Clock.
from Portal?
The exact parameters for what makes a character a Tumblr Sexy Man have been argued by scholars for years, and there's still no 100% clear-cut definition, but there are a few common traits that many of them tend to share. They're tall and skinny, they wear a suit, bow tie, and or top hat, they're magical, they have an evil dark side, but also a sad backstory or tortured sensitive
Why is Kylo Ren clown?
And or they have sharp
Why is
teeth.
Markiplier
The characters don't
there?
have to tick every single one of these boxes, but even ticking a few is pretty much a guarantee that the character will take off on Tumblr and garner their own thirsty fan base. Characters who were intentionally made to be Tumblr Sexy Man are often called Sexy Man bait, and if you have a keen eye you can usually spot them from the organic Sexy Man. Also, while researching for this entry, I realized that I am now listed as a source on the Tumblr Sexy Man fan lore wiki page. That's how you know you've made it. Just girly things.
I don't know about that.
Just Girly Things was a Tumblr blog created in November of 2011, which is now infamous for its hashtag relatable, hashtag straight white girl energy. The blog posted generic stock images taken from Google with captions over the top, always with the Just Girly Things watermark underneath. The blog very quickly became popular and the images were spread and reposted across the internet because this was during that very earnest 2010s era where we absolutely ate up blatantly pandering relatable content with zero irony. It was truly a simpler time. Some classic examples of Just Girly Things posts include tanning, buying new MAC makeup, Uggs, making out. That one got 10,000 likes, so you know, the people have spoken on the topic of making out. Seeing a boy and wishing he was yours, frappuccinos, being asked to prom, going on Tumblr, Josh Hutcherson, liking a guy you can never have, Tumblr Boys, wearing Victoria's Secret from head to toe, Cara Delevingne's eyebrows, Niall Horan's eyes. I just love how era specific these are, like individually they're already great, but collectively you could not ask for a better archive of 2010's Tumblr culture. It's so good. Just Girly Things enjoyed many years of unironic popularity before it started to become a bit of a meme, with people making parody accounts and riffing on how vapid and silly the account was, as well as how stereotypical and heteronormative many of the posts were, which is ironic since in 2020 the creator of Just Girly Things revealed that she actually had a girlfriend and began posting images with her girlfriend as well as more LGBTQ Just Girly Things posts. It's extremely cute, and despite all the hate that it got for being corny or whatever, at the end of the day Just Girly Things was just a creative outlet and a way for teenagers to express themselves and their love for Josh Hutcherson. Super Wholock. Super Wholock was an extremely popular crossover fandom from Tumblr in the early 2010s. It combined the TV shows Supernatural, Doctor Who, and Sherlock, all three of which were already considered mega fandoms in their own right. Art and fanfictions from this fandom would often feature the characters meeting and living in the same universe and usually being shipped together. It's unknown exactly why this specific crossover of shows amassed such a huge and thriving fanbase, but the shows all did have a few things in common. They each had huge and thriving fan bases of their own. They incorporated elements of science fiction, fantasy, and or mystery, and they featured quirky, intelligent men who made snarky quips. The Super Wholock fandom peaked around 2013 to 2014 and had an absolutely huge impact, not just on Tumblr, but on the wider internet. It's one of, if not the most popular crossover fandom in the history of fandom, and a lot of fandom culture and trends we see today can be traced back to the Super Wholock boom of the 2010s.
Bone Steel. Wait, the fucking Bone Steel. I know. Wait, okay, this is a good one.
Bone Stealing Witch. The story of the bone-stealing Tumblr witch, also known as Bone Gazi, is one of Tumblr's most infamous stories. If you've heard people talking about how crazy or weird Tumblr is, chances are that you've heard them use this story as an example. In December of 2015, a call-out post was written reading, quote, PSA, Tumblr user Lil Fucking Monster is stealing human bones from cemeteries in Louisiana. Please don't let them get away with this and spread the word /signal boost. In response, the user in question made a post titled, No, I am not digging up fucking graves, Jesus fucking Christ, claiming that they weren't stealing the bones but simply gathering the ones that had washed up and been displaced, and that no digging or grave robbing had been involved. They accused critics of being racist towards indigenous and magical practices, claiming that they had posted the bones in a safe space for POC witches to offer them to others who might want to use them. From their post, quote, Magic is dark, magic is bloody, magic is scary. Magic isn't just fucking white light, fairy dust, bowls of honey on your damn altar. You all can stop touting the threefold rule or Wiccan read or karma thing. That shit applies to only those who believe in it. Full fucking stop. I am not Wiccan. I am not fluffy. I work with death and bones, curses and hexes, the dark and the things not for the faint of heart. And you ain't about to shame me for it. Obviously this whole situation blew up because people read the post and were like, wait, what? At first people thought this was a joke until they realized, no, this call-out post was 100% accurate. Tumblr user Lil Fucking Monster really was stealing human bones from cemeteries in Louisiana. What? Call-out posts and memes about stealing bones abound, and though the OP deleted their account soon after, the damage had been done and it had been immortalized in Tumblr history forever. In 2016, the New Orleans Advocate actually interviewed the bone thief, who revealed that the police had conducted a search of their home where they found human bones, and they had also subpoenaed 12,000 pages worth of Facebook correspondence. Despite how serious this all sounds, as far as I can tell, the investigation never amounted to anything, and the Tumblr bone thief continues to roam free to this day. They say that on a dark and stormy night on the moors you can still see them. The interwebs. Created by user Love.
Yeah, I was expecting drama. I don't even know if I want to show you guys the rabies pride because it's actually disgusting. Show it. I don't know how she summarizes it, but it's actually gross.
Rabiosexual. In 2017 and 2018, the quote-unquote rabies pride movement started up on Tumblr, with users posting pictures of rabies pride flags and announcing their desire to get and transmit rabies. People were making your favorite character as a rabiosexual post, rabies pride stickers were created, and rabies-themed mood.
See, okay, OMG, I got bit at my job. I'm so excited. It was only a little nip, but I made sure he wasn't pressured into biting me. I'm going to make sure not to clean it. I don't think I'll be gifted rabies, but it felt so good. We'll keep everyone updated on how it heals. 2 hearts. I don't know.
Boards flooded the site. It became one of those sort of outrageous examples that people use to make Tumblr look bad, like, yeah, sure, Twitter is terrible, but those freaks over on Tumblr are sexually attracted to rabies. It's pretty obvious when you actually look at them for like 2 seconds that these posts were all very much intended to be purposefully shocking and outrageous, and most importantly, satirical. However, the roots of the rabies pride movement are actually pretty interesting. Initially created in 2017 by a Tumblr user called Dirk Has Rabies, which is fitting. It was designed as an identity/movement for him and his friends to use. From the creator's Tumblr quote,
that why
"Rabies
you
pride
love
is for autistic
raccoons?
trans
No.
people. It's for all the people that were treated like animals,
No.
treated like they were contagious, or had a
I just
deadly
like
disease by
Snuffy.
classmates, siblings, anyone, just for being too loud, too hyper."
Wait, why are you dressed as the rabies pride flag? No, it's just a coincidence that the colors
too
are the
close
same.
too much due to having autism and being openly trans. As far as I can tell, this was completely unironic and was genuinely used as a label for a small subset of people. A handful of other Tumblr users then discovered the
It's just the same color palette. Yeah, I thought that this was gonna be like drama incidents.
the movement and made joke posts about it, most notably one aesthetic flag account that posted a rabies pride flag, and a parody account called Rabid Loving who posed as a rabiosexual in order to mock the idea. From there, the idea was twisted out of its original context and made to appear as if it was some weird rabies fetish thing that all Tumblr users were super into, when that wasn't the case at all. Sonic for real justice.
Okay, that's probably all. I thought it was just gonna be stuff like that, like I don't care about people being obsessed over the one slur and shit. Show us more. We can watch this one furry thing, then I'm done.
Sonic for Real Justice was a Sonic-themed anti-SJW Tumblr blog created in May of 2015. The blog gained infamy after several iconic posts were made, including the introduction of Mod Shadow, who claimed to be an atheist, anti-SJW, anti-feminist, anti-gun control, and pro-logic.
So me. Pro logic, male and an atheist.